Roll call, please.
Fleming,
Here.
Gershenson,
Here.
Hoffman,
Here.
Koa, Hokendorfer,
Here.
Quarles,
Here.
Long.
Here. All right, we'll stand for Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, and then next we have approval of the previous minutes from October 25th and October 29th, 2018. We need a motion for those. Moved by Commissioner Fleming, supported by Commissioner Kokendorfer. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Next is approval of the agenda. We need to amend it to add we'll put it number 7. The Clerk Register of Deeds, ACS Enterprise Solutions, LLC contract extension. That will be number 7. Does everyone have a copy in front of them? Okay. That's add-on. We need a motion or the agenda as amended. Moved by Commissioner Hoffman, supported by Commissioner Quarles. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Next is public comment. We do have some public comment. If you want to go to the end of the table, or we might have more public comment, but maybe not. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Michael Carson, Air Agency at AGD, and it's glad to be here with Jim McGuire as well. I just have a couple brief things and turn over to Jim and a little more detail about.
You pull your mic up. Oh, yeah, perfect.
A little bit. First, I want to talk about one of our programs, which is our Same Address program. I know we've talked about it before. Same Address was a program started about 3 years ago at the agency, and the program got off to really help people that had private funds who we could also support within our region. The program got off to a bit of a rocky start. It had some peaks of success, and it also had some lulls where it really struggled. We did a deep dive into the program to try to understand if it was viable or not. At the end of the deep dive, really came to the conclusion that the program was not. It was kind of a heartfelt thing to get rid of the program, or something we wanted to save for some people to partner. We did find a management group called CareSync. CareSync is made up of about 4 different nonprofits. They're made up by Presbyterian Village of Michigan, Southwest Solutions, and some others. And we turned over the day-to-day management for them, and also alleviated the agency of any future liability. So we no longer have to put funds into supporting the program, which is really good. We get a share of the profit, but they do take full risk. So we're really excited that that happened. The program is now profitable, and we're hoping that the agency sees some additional revenues coming in as we go forward with that. So just want to update on that. Also want to talk about, we established a philanthropy program. So we hired someone for philanthropic work. She started a couple months ago, and she's doing well. She has a goal of $130,000 for the first year. It sounds a little light, but when you're starting a philanthropic program, it takes time to get it started and to get things moving. One thing we're really looking for is to support our different initiatives, our home delivered meals for holidays, as well as caring for people on our wait list and other things. And we also are looking for unrestricted funds, which allows us to use those funds any way we'd like in the agency to support our mission. Her goal is to get about $30,000 of unrestricted funds, and since October 1, she's almost at $45,000. So she's doing very well. We're excited about the efforts, and don't be surprised if you get a letter from us. Also want to let you know that we entered into an agreement with McLaren Health Systems, and that is to do community outreach, and that is to really focus in on people that are getting discharged from the health system within our region, our 6-county region. And we'll be sending community workers out to these homes to work with the different people to avoid rehospitalizations and to make sure they're stable in the community. It's in our wheelhouse, it's what we do, and we do it very well. So I just want to bring you up to speed on that, and I can answer any questions you might have about the agency before turning it over to Jim.
Commissioner Gershenson.
Thank you. I do have a couple questions on the same address. I'm glad to hear Presbyterian Village and Lynn Alexander, our partners. I have a lot of confidence in the work they do, but how are you receiving a share of the profit?
The way the deal is set up, or the way the agreement is set up, we retain full ownership of Same Address. Because he took on liability, he gets 75% of net revenue, and we get 25%. but it really helps us because the agency was supporting same address through some of our
I know,
reserves.
right.
So in doing that, we were able to maintain the integrity of the program while no longer having the liability.
And then the second, for the philanthropic efforts, so I was gonna ask that we be copied on some of your, the materials, but now I understand we're gonna be solicited. You're gonna, there's gonna be, yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, Jim?
Wanted to provide an update on one of the grants that the county made to the Area Agency on Aging to our community living program, which provides in-home services for very frail older adults who need home care in order to live independently. And I'll pass out a brief report. Oh, thank you. This program is, we have 8 months of data on the program, and I want to, and just to refresh your memories, this community living program, the county granted $600,000 to make sure that none of the people who are on our wait list who are the highest priority, meaning they're low income, have low assets, tend to live alone, have at least 2 activity of daily living limitations, our highest priority people will not be on a waiting list in Oakland County. And the $600,000 we projected to last us about 3 years in order to sustain the county, this county program under that status. What we're providing you is the report that we've just created. Now that we've got a little bit of experience with the program, that we'll provide to the county every month, a dashboard report on its existence. We are very pleased that everything seems to be going very well, and we're very relatively on track. We've reserved 100 people through the program since we started with this ramp up in March. 70 are currently on the program. 32 have gone off the program for one reason or another. Sometimes it's because of illness and they go to a nursing home, move out of the county, move in with family, and family can take care of them. There's a whole host of reasons why people leave the program, but usually it's not for a good reason. And then we show you in the data on the circled charts the percentage of the services that go to running the program, which is paying for our nurse and social work supports coordinators who help work with the families to manage the care. And you'll see on the left-hand side of the big circle, we expect that it costs about 15% of the total expenditures for the program. For what it costs us to run the program, about 85% go to services. You see in this month for October it was 17%. For supports coordination, and then on the circle to the right, you see what it's been cumulative, where thus far it's been 29% to run the program. And the reason for that is the first couple of months we really weren't paying out dollars in services. We were reaching out to people, enrolling them, and so forth. So the first month we literally didn't serve anybody, but we still had the support coordination cost. So you'll see that figure will leveled out over the course of the program to near that 15 to 17% range that we expect to be in. And then the bottom graph on that first page shows the cumulative amount of dollars spent, so that every month we send a report to Kathy. She can see and track the program on the county's end. And just more information in terms of the back page, a graph that shows the open and closed people year to date and current for the program, how much we spend every month on county funds. That fluctuates a little bit. I'm not really sure why we had a down month for October. Sometimes it depends on when the contractors who we pay, because most of the dollars go to Oakland County providers of home care. Sometimes they may bill us not for a full month, or the bills come in a little bit later than the decade. So there'll be a relative fluctuation. We still have very little experience with the program, so we're not taking anything too serious at this point, but we track it every month to make sure that we're achieving. And then the bottom graph shows, when you look at the long-term, the expenditure experience of the program, how are we on achieving that 3-year goal of, is the dollars going to last for 3 years so we can keep the people off the wait list for 3 years? You'll see that in this projection, we may fall short by a couple of months according to the original projection. We're not getting too concerned about this because we really don't have enough data to graph out an appropriate line that's based on enough of experience, because the first few months were so small. And you can do these graphs exponentially linear. There's a lot of ways that the statisticians do these. So but it's something that we watch every month. We think that's what's important to see where we're at. There is one in terms of where I think that I'm happy that we will deliver what we expected to deliver. There was one change since we talked about the program, and that is we've had a very difficult time with the home care vendors in our pool to get them to take our clients. As you know, we have very low unemployment, and most of these agencies struggle to maintain the staffing to handle all the business that they have. We've always historically been their lowest payer in terms of hourly rate and reimbursement for care. And especially the program was terrible in the northern part of the county, especially where the agencies have difficulty having the staffing to provide the services. So what we've had to do, and we've done this across our region with all of our other home care programs, we've had to increase our rates to vendors so that they're more willing to take our clients. And so that we did jump our rates from about $15.60 an hour to $20 an hour. And so that's going to impact us a little bit. We'll monitor the program. And the other thing I want to say, though, is our commitment was we will never take somebody off the program. We will plan the transition out after the end of the 3-year period so that we will sustain everybody on the program with our existing state and federal dollars and so forth. So, but I just want you to know that I guess the main message is don't look at the numbers so much, but want you to know that we're managing the program very closely. We're providing the data to the county so that we can watch this very carefully, and if there is some change or whatever, we'll be able to be very fully aware of it and be able to adapt.
Okay, Commissioner Kokendorfer had a question.
So first off, thank you very much for the update. This is extremely helpful. I just had a quick question. When I look at the October funding distribution, the 17% for supporting coordination, is that the target? Do we expect it to settle at 17%, or are we shooting for something even lower?
We think it should be around 15%. Was kind of what we planned on. It's fixed payment of $3,000 per month, and so as the program grows, at some point that should dip under 15%.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Gershenson.
Thank you. I find this very helpful. How often are you going to be reporting? Because I'd like to stay ahead of it rather than.
Well.
Every month.
Every month. Do we get a copy, or you get a copy?
I do.
Okay, so, and how often will you be reporting this to us?
We will send this with our invoice every month. It's a monthly dashboard report. It'll be updated with new data every month.
Okay, because I certainly would like to get maybe a quarterly report on it. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? All right, we should have a motion to receive and file this at least. Moved by Commissioner Kowal, supported by Commissioner Hoffman. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay.
I have one
Anything
more
else?
item I'd
Okay.
like to share with you. And this is more of a demographic.
Oh, we're gonna receive and file that.
Pardon?
I went too fast. Now we have to receive and file that.
Can I proceed?
Yes.
One of the things we look at in order to achieve our mission of helping older adults live independently as long as possible, one of the best things that we can do is to help family caregivers sustain their caregiving ability, because out of all the people who need long-term care, generally 80% of that care is not provided by service systems like us. It's provided by family members, neighbors, friends, and so forth. So we do a lot to support family caregivers to help sustain their energies. This is a demographic report that kind of shocked us when we looked at it, because what we look at is when you compare the number of people who are of the age to be a family caregiver, that 45 to 64 range, and you compare that to the number of older adults of advanced age who are likely to be in the population of needing care, we find that the ratio of caregiving age people to care needing people is changing dramatically. It peaked at 7.3% in 2015, and it's now on a steady decline that'll take us down to 2.9% in 2035. And you see that graphic on this chart there. So it's just something that's, when we talk about long-range planning and our service delivery system, I mean, it's good for us because it's, more business, more need for what we do in some ways, but it's really going to put a strain on the population and the demand for services and the demand on family members as we have. So we just thought we'd like to share just data to show, you know, what's happening in your communities. And this is consistent, it's a baby boom population, it's all the demographic factors that you're aware of as politicians. I mean, in terms of our long-range strategies, we continue to advocate for the resources needed to support this thing, and we continue to try to alternative strategies like same address, because the same address dollars, the profits of same address have been targeted to go to help meet the needs of people on a wait list for in-home services. So we're continuing to work and try to be as prepared as we can be for managing this demographic shift.
Okay. Commissioner Quarles?
Well, thank you for sharing this information. One question I do have, there has been over time, people have overlooked the caregiver and the strain that's on the caregiver. Do you offer any training or forums or keeping the caregivers informed of what they can expect? I mean, of course, every situation is different. But what are your offerings? for the
Yeah.
caregiver?
We actually have a pool of federal dollars that comes to us. It's not a lot of money, but it's for prevention. And so we use some of those dollars to fund evidence-based courses for fall prevention, diabetes management, but one of them is caregiving as well. And our classes are creating confident caregivers, savvy caregivers. There's about 3 or 4 different programs that have been evidence-based. And by evidence-based, it means that if 10 people sign up, 8 people complete the course, 6 of those 10 people say that they've changed their patterns, they've had reduced stress, they've had reduced health issues and so forth. So we focused our energy in terms of training on those evidence-based classes, and it's a part of the work that we do. And we have some trained staff, some trainers on staff, and we do train other people as well to be leaders of these classes. They have a very rigid structure of how you provide the information. It's a part of our organization we're trying to grow because it really has a good preventative impact. There's a lot more that we can do in that area.
Okay, all set? So then we'll need a motion to receive and file this piece of information. Moved by Kokendorfer, supported by Fleming. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other public comment? All right, seeing none, we'll close public comment. We'll go on the regular agenda. Item number 1, County Executive Department create new position to support Great Lakes Water Authority activities. We need a motion for that. Moved by Commissioner Fleming, supported by Commissioner Kowal. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning down there. I feel like I'm kind of isolated over here. A resolution here that to create a position to assist me in a number of areas at the Great Lakes Water Authority. Before we really get started, for some of the commissioners who haven't been on or are not on finance, who would like to have some sense of the magnitude of what I'm dealing with here. The first item here is just that the revenues are a little less than $1 billion, which is $200 million than the entire county's operations in terms of size. In terms of effort, we serve 4 million residents in Michigan, or about 40% of every person in Michigan, in water and sewer services. I've been on this job, or on BLEWA here, for almost 5.5 years now. Started in June of 2013 with a meeting with Mr. Poisson and myself, and the state treasurer and a number of the consultants from Detroit during their bankruptcy, if you will, and have spent at least 50 to 60% of my time, on this job since that point in time. I've successfully accumulated somewhere in the order of 15 to 17,000 emails on this effort. 5,000 files ranging from a single agenda item on one page to 1,100-page document and everything in between. The problem we have here is that we have one person with institutional knowledge who sat during the mediation, who negotiated all the principal contracts on behalf of the county. And unfortunately, if I were to leave or if I were to be hit by a DDOT bus, I'm not smart, The long and short would be here, this is the institutional knowledge I have running around in my head or my office would largely be gone. And we need to think as a county how we go about transferring some of that information to another body. Some of the issues that we face right now, as you know, we talked about the MOU last year where we had upwards of $50 to $100 million worth of various items in dispute that were resolved by some omnibus MOU. Well, that's nice. During the course of those settlements, we discussed Michigan Warehouse and International or United House of Prayer, where management, which seems to be still pro DWSD, we're going to charge the suburbs somewhere around $15 million for what was clearly only a DWSD issue. And that's just on Michigan Warehouse. They had actually successfully gotten through $4 million paid by the suburbs for United House of Prayer earlier. Well, guess what? New items have surfaced. So we're talking about an MOU 2. The current one here right now that is the most significant here is DWSD is falling behind, sewer is falling behind in their payments to Flewa Sewer. They currently owe Flewa $57 million and are dropping at a pace of, or increasing that number at a pace of 3 to 4 million every quarter. So they're losing, they're not keeping up with their billings in terms of their collections, and as a result, we have a huge issue that has to be negotiated in that area. We have what is known as the excess billing problem. We have a $10 million to $12 million problem where the water system that is regional, over water regional pipes, are tied to the regional sewer system, and in between that effort is a DWSD meter. They're billing us for the water production and service on regional assets. That's 10 or 12 million. That's been 2 years outstanding and still isn't resolved. We have another issue pertaining to the 24-inch water main issue, where we had a convention on who was responsible for sewers and water mains in the city of Detroit. We used a convention of 24 inches. Well, unfortunately, there are 24 and greater, Flewa, smaller DWSD. Unfortunately, there are 24-plus inch water mains, 24-inch water mains that are greater than 24 inches that are solely serving Detroit customers. And they're right now refusing any acknowledgement on their responsibilities with regards to that effort. We have the unit of service problem. Unit of service is flows for unmetered customers. In other words, we don't have a good accurate number as to how much water they're using. We have a Black and Veatch study going on, phase 2. The last time we went through phase 1, which was an earlier version of this effort, this second version is more detailed, is that Detroit got copies of the report 1 month ahead of the suburbs. These kind of things occur all the time down there. And it's hard for one person to monitor this alone. It just can't really be done. The advantage, of course, of having a report involving a lot of assumptions here 1 month in advance is you have the ability to challenge those assumptions, leaving the suburbs way behind the 8 ball in terms of the dollars. We have an 83-17 split on combined sewer overflows in Detroit, where they're responsible for 83% of the costs. We're responsible for 17%. The dollars involved there in total that they're picking up is about, their 83% is about 45 to 50 million. They're challenging that number. So these are projects that are ongoing, but those are just some of the business issues. We have ongoing water committees and task forces numbering 8. A water analytical financial task force, wastewater analytical task force, public education, marketing, And the big one, wastewater management plan, if you will. That's an $8 to $10 million study for 3 years involving all of the sewer operations in southeast Michigan in an effort here to consider them in a combined format. I've yet to attend a single meeting of that. CIP is $1.7 billion. CIP is capital program. It increased from last year's number of $1,475,000,000 to $1.7 billion as they discovered more deferred maintenance. They're currently spending at a pace, or want to spend at a pace, of about $140 million a year for this $6 million program. At a $140 million pace, the 6-year plan is going to be done in 12 to 15 years.
Yeah.
At which time we'll have more deferred
Right.
maintenance.
Of course.
These are all issues that require a substantial amount of time commitment that is hard to do, you know, with one person. Highland Park, they owe us
Yeah.
they owe LEWA $39.5 million. It's 5 years of litigation, and we're going to trial. And I'll be a fact witness. Unfortunately, I interjected myself in the process of negotiating, so I'm now a fact witness.
Good.
One of the items that I have going right now is we're about to launch the radio redo project. We've talked about that before. The RFPs are in. We're about to make a selection. We need to determine who's going to operate the radios, us or the state, which is where we are. But to give you the order of magnitude on the radio project in dollars terms, just the launch alone is 4 times the size of the HR system that's going in. 4 times. So it's a $50 million project. And unfortunately, it's going to involve upwards of about 2/3 of your community. More to follow on that. The key individual issue is very troubling here. I can't be every place all the time. And in fact, even this week, in order to get this resolution through, Mr. Poisson's going to have to attend the HR meeting because I'll be at a LEWA board meeting at that same time. And on Thursday, I'll be at a committee meeting, not a committee meeting, that's not a committee meeting, that's a separate task force, dealing with, if you will, units of service, where the Black and Beach report now is to be released to the suburbs. Thank you very much. You know, this is quite an encompassing set of business issues. It has millions of dollars behind it. The cost accounting effort is spectacular. You know, it taxes me in my capabilities of understanding. And when you overlay the issue that you have to find things because management may not be forthright in bringing them to your attention, that becomes increasingly more difficult to address because you have to look at everything in detail because the trust factor isn't there. So to that end, you know, I think that I'm attempting here to establish another position here who can attend meetings I can't attend, and for me to be able to give a second opinion on things that I've essentially reviewed, particularly in the area of accounting and related activities. And to that end, I'll answer questions here.
Okay, we got a list starting. First Commissioner Fleming, then Kokendorfer, then Hoffman.
Mr. Dowd, thank you so much. I have been on the Finance Committee. I have been watching this, and it really frightens me, the implications of what's going on here. And I appreciate all your efforts and everything you've done, you know, to try to stay on top of this. And quite frankly, I don't know how you've done it, but thank you for everything you've done. I don't think there's another person in this county that could have done the job that you've done. And you're asking for an accountant for position. My question is, Bob, this is such a huge part. Is this enough? You need support. You need strong support. Is this enough? Is this going to give you the support that you need, or do you need more?
The answer to that question is we actually set aside $300,000 in equity for the general fund, if you will, on this effort. This only takes up maybe half maybe, and a little bit less. I'm going into the season here that to answer the question, we really have two pieces here. We have really the business issues involved in the process that I'm most concerned about. And we have essentially the engineering, programmatic, water production, sewer production services as well, for which I have little or no knowledge. But I've got a good partner in Water Resource Commissioner Nash's crew, who do attend the meetings involving the production and engineering study type activities, for which I couldn't provide any detail. I was thinking of initially an accountant and an engineer, and we may still need the engineer, but I think that quite frankly, at the moment, I'm going to hold off on the engineer until I see how this accountant works out. So we've thought about it a lot behind the scenes, from the county executive's office. But right now, the most important issues that I have going right now are literally business issues.
Okay.
All set?
I just want to make sure you've got the support you need, Bob, because you may be back, and I think you will be.
Okay, all set. Commissioner Fleming?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Kokendorfer?
That's
And then
helpful.
Hoffman.
I was gonna ask the same thing about
Okay.
adequate support, but my other thing, just for clarity, did I hear you right when you said that this has taken at least 50% of your time?
Yeah.
50 or
I
60.
would say 50% over the entire year. It comes and goes.
Yeah.
From November through late spring is probably 70%
Wow.
or more.
He's gonna do that. He's gonna do the
The
radio,
off-season, if you will, from,
Sounds
say,
like-
June through October, is probably about a third.
Mm-hmm.
But we run task forces and such all the way through the summers,
Oh, you used
so
to be
it's
100%?
in the November through spring timeframe, that's all rate season. Capital programs, rates, charges, budgets, audit reports,
Yeah.
and things of that nature.
Yeah, it's just not sustainable, it's not a best practice, and your point about institutional knowledge is a very good one, so I do support it. Thank you.
Yep. Commissioner Hoffman?
One question, do we have someone on staff who might have some experience in this that will fill this position?
That was my question, kind
We'd
of.
probably open it up to, the outside, quite frankly. And I'm gonna rely on HR to help me in that area.
Okay. I'm just thinking about getting somebody up to speed quick on, because like you say, you have a lot of this in your head.
It certainly would be quicker to promote from within, and I don't know how many people necessarily want to work with me or on this exclusively.
He might have to get outside, right? He might have to get outside, yeah. That's funny.
I'm gonna set a good pace for the person.
Okay, any other questions? Commissioner Gershenson?
Just a comment, I too want to thank you for all the work and all the time you've put in on this. I know it's been a major endeavor, and it is appreciated.
Thank you.
Commissioner Colwell?
Yes, thank you, Bob, and I know that's not quite how you envisioned your position here at Oakland County. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? All right, so first we'll do a roll call on the resolution presented, and then we need to refer it.
Fleming,
Yes.
Gershenson,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Cowell,
Yes.
Kokendorfer,
Yes.
Quarles,
Yes.
Long.
Yes. All right, now we need a motion for a direct referral to Human Resources and Finance. Moved by Commissioner Hoffman, supported by Commissioner Gershenson. I guess we'll do roll call, or we could do voice vote, no, voice vote. Yeah, we'll just do voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so it's going to those two. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. All right, next item, Department of Health and Human Services Children's Village Division Fiscal Year 2019 Child and Adult Care Food Program Grant Acceptance. Need a motion for that. Moved by Commissioner Gershenson, supported by Commissioner Fleming. Morning.
Morning. This is our meal reimbursement grant program for Manual Place, which is our shelter care. The program is provided by the United States Department of Agriculture and is administered by the Michigan Department of Education. This reimbursement program is for the time period of October 1st, 2018 through September 30th, 2019.
Okay.
The purpose of the program is to make
That's
nutritionally
it.
balanced, low-cost meals and milk available statewide to children residing in
milk one.
emergency shelters. We receive the highest amount of reimbursement because we are qualified as an emergency shelter. And that includes free breakfast, free lunches, and free dinners 7 days a week. We don't know exactly how much the reimbursement will be each year because it depends on the number of meals that we serve, the amount of kids we have in our shelter.
Yeah.
Last year, we received $75,984 in
It's
meal
terrible.
reimbursement. This is just for
It's
Mandy
terrible.
Place.
Okay.
All right, questions? I think we asked them all last year.
We did.
Okay, seeing none, we'll do, roll call on the resolution as presented.
Kirshenson,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Koval. Yes. Kokendorfer,
Yes.
Quarles,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Lund.
Yes. Do me off. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Division, fiscal year 2019, Michigan Department of Environmental Quality, reimbursement agreement, grant acceptance. We need a motion for that. Moved by Commissioner Kirschensen, supported by Commissioner Colwell. Morning.
This is our DEQ grant that takes care of most of our traditional programs like campgrounds, swimming pools, our type 2 well program, our long-term monitoring program, our medical waste program.
Yeah.
This year it is a little bit higher than it was last year. We are getting $273,198, which is a small increase due to our type 2
It's okay.
program. And then we're getting some additional revenue as well for our coliform rule changes that occurred back in 2016.
Okay, any questions? All right, seeing none, we'll roll call on the resolution as presented.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Koval,
Yes.
Kokendorfer,
Yes.
Quarles,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Kirshenson,
Yes.
Lund.
Yes. Okay, next item, Department of Health and Human Services, Health Division, Michigan Fitness Foundation, SNAP Ed Grant Acceptance. Need a motion for that, moved by Commissioner Hoffman, supported by Commissioner Gershenson. Okay,
Yes, this grant, our SNAP grant, it is reduced from last year to $25,000, which basically the Michigan Fitness Foundation provided funding for a single community, which is they decided on Pontiac this year. Again, we've always had funding for Pontiac. This will be conducted by one special revenue part-time health educator. And the plans include direct nutrition education. We do cooking demonstrations, case testing. We look at policy and environmental changes. We also look at USDA Food and Nutrition Service Eat Smart, Live Strong program. We do cooking with kids with ULSA. And we also do pop-up testing with direct nutrition education topics at produce sites in Pontiac.
okay, questions? Okay, seeing none, we'll do roll call on the resolution as presented.
Koval,
Yes.
Kokendorfer,
Yes.
Quarles,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Kirshenson,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Lund.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Number 5, Board of Commissioners recognition of December 21st, 2018 as National Homeless Persons Memorial Day in Oakland County. We need a motion for that, moved by Commissioner Fleming, supported by Commissioner Quarles. Good morning, Commissioner Bowman.
Good morning again. This is always interesting being on this side of the microphone. This essentially is a resolution that I proposed. Resolution that was presented last year. Essentially, we are working towards recognizing homeless individuals that have lost their lives, unfortunately, during the most recent fiscal year. Oakland County has about 5,000 homeless individuals, and relative to healthcare
It
and
is a lot.
wellness, we want to make certain that we are being attentive to our homeless individuals within the community and working towards bringing adequate housing for those without. And so again, December
Looking at
21st,
Grace Hope, they'll fit
being
that
the
many
day of
in there, do they?
remembrance, looking
It's
for
not that big.
support from the Board of Commissioners.
Okay, any questions? especially this time of year,
Yeah.
you know, in Michigan. Commissioner Quarles.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
I don't know how they
Is
do
there any,
it. They look freezing right in the
particular
legs and
events
stuff.
that's going to be centered around this, that you know, that you're aware of?
I will be supporting an event with Hope Warming Shelter. Annually, we bring support to this facility by way of a feet washing initiative. We provide gloves as well as scarves and socks for, again, those that might not be able to warm themselves during the holiday season, but there will be a small candlelight visual for those, again, that have lost their life. I believe that will be December the 20th, again, with Hope Warming Shelter here within the city of Pontiac.
Thank you.
Okay, good. All right, roll call on the resolution as presented.
Kokendorfer,
Yes.
Quarles,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Gershenson,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Cowell,
Yes.
Long.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Bowman. Next item is the add-on, from Clerk Register.
Well, no, Ward.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot Chris Ward. Sorry, Lisa's already up there. Lisa was faster. Number 6, Board of Commissioners designation of bicentennial year and establishment of the Oakland County Bicentennial Executive Committee and Advisory Board. Amendment 1. Moved by Commissioner Fleming. And then supported by Commissioner Quarles. Okay, sorry, Chris Ward.
That's okay.
Whoever gets the table first, no.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. This one should be rather brief, I think. Last time I was before you about the issues of bicentennial, we discussed changing around the procedure to appoint the advisory board, and at your request, I'm here before you with a resolution to allow the executive committee of the bicentennial committee to appoint the advisory board directly.
That's fine.
So that's what the
They know.
resolution
I think they did
accomplishes
that.
rather straightforwardly, and they actually went ahead and started to do so
Oh, they
already.
need
So
to.
we shall have
We're
them
retroactive,
confirm that,
but they're
those
working.
appointments at their next meeting.
Okay. They're working, so that's good. They're
Yeah, they're
enthusiastic, you
excited.
know?
Judge Warren
Right.
is,
Yes, very good.
ready and raring to go, and I think,
Yes.
Pam, how many appointments did they make already? I was told there was several dozen.
Well, they know, though, the people that
Oh
work.
my
So it's
God.
good to see that enthusiasm.
Can we get can we get their names so
Yeah, I
that
think
we
it has to
know
come
some
through,
of them
yeah.
are probably people we know?
Yeah, Pam is
I can
the,
send them to you.
yeah,
Okay.
Pam is their recording secretary, so.
Okay.
Great.
Her kind.
All right, any questions? No, I think they needed to get moving, so that's good. Okay, roll call on the resolution as presented. It's gonna come
Quarles?
fast.
Fleming,
Yes.
Gershenson,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Cowell,
Yes.
Kokendorfer,
Yes.
Long.
Yes. All right, thank you. Now, we're on the add-on. Clerk Register of Deeds, ACS Enterprise Solutions LLC Contract Extension. We need a motion for this. Moved by Commissioner Kokendorfer, supported by Commissioner Kowal. Okay, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for letting me add on here. So this, asking to have the ability to, I guess, extend our contract. We actually have 2 contracts with ACS, and if you grant this, then they'll expire at the same time, which would be very helpful in the future. This contract
okay.
is for the super index and property records notification, which if you'll remember, that's, as I like to call it, my baby, the first of its kind, program that they actually built for us, at my direction and request. So, this is not general fund, this is a restricted fund, this is what this fund is for, it's the automation fund. So, I don't know what other information.
No, Commissioner Kokendorfer?
Hey, just one quick question. I know it's probably in the contract, but what happens to the pricing over the next 2 years? Is it the
Well,
same?
I was just telling Chris, like, we don't have all the terms of the contract yet, because how do I negotiate a contract if you're gonna say, no, I can't do that? So, it's like, we're talking, but we don't
Is this
have
with
everything
finance?
together.
Okay.
So, it's, so I don't know how you do that, the chicken, the egg, the cart, the horse, I mean, so you want terms, which I appreciate, as do I. But again, like, I can't have signed a contract or agreed to all these terms if you're not gonna say yes. But
go to finance. Commissioner Hoffman, then Commissioner Quarles.
So are we voting to extend this contract without all the terms and conditions?
It would, I mean, I don't know the correct wording, if it's extending, if it's amending, if it's a new contract, because we're
Extension, no, no.
negotiating all of that right now with the vendor, so but I don't know how I go forward with even
All right, Chris has
negotiating
got
if you
something.
guys say, no, you can't do this, do you know what I'm saying?
Right, but we can't approve to extend it if we don't
Without
know
all
what the
terms,
costs are.
Yeah.
If you could let
Alright.
us move on to finance, then maybe we keep working on it. Is that fair?
Yeah, whatever.
Well, cause we can't vote to extend it then.
We're kind of running out of time for the year, so.
Yeah,
But does it go, it goes if we refer it to finance, is it going to finance Thursday?
Yes.
We got a little.
See, we're just, I guess, we're not approving the financials technically in general government. I know we bundle it together, it's hard to keep it
Right.
separate,
But
but
we're
I know.
voting to extend it for 2 years.
Right, but then it has to go to finance for the financials, is what Chris Ford is saying.
Maybe give us a little breathing room to fix the finance.
We've done it before. Okay, I have a list, so let me go Commissioner Quarles and Kokendorfer.
Finance, so you gotta,
Right.
swipe at it.
All right, Quarles, you are next, and then Kokendorfer, then Kowal.
Part of my question was asked, this is just a matter of allowing you to continue to negotiate more than anything else.
Will she have a
Well,
finance there, though?
yeah, I mean, it's kind of everything, but I don't, I can't sign a contract and say, can I do this? I don't know how else I'm supposed to, I don't honestly, but we're ending we're nearing the end of the contract.
It's gonna change.
And so something needs to be done so that we don't lose
No, I agree
services.
with you.
No, that's just what I understand.
Okay, you're after Kowal, Marcia.
This allows you to continue to, negotiate and,
I don't know. Good
Yeah,
question.
continue so that we can have
I don't
the
think there's
possibility
anything,
of
this is just the last year, so
continuing
it's not a new
to-
contract, so they probably didn't look at it. Okay, I have Commissioner Kokendorfer next, then Kowal, then Gershenson.
sure, so I have no problem with everything that you just said, continue to negotiate, all that makes sense to me. But I think we need to I think we need to tweak the language of the resolution. I'm the lawyer and you just
That's okay.
can't approve this, because right now it says, that the board approves the extension of the existing contract. That's not exactly what we're doing here. What are we doing? We are, giving you the go-ahead to continue negotiations for a contract extension.
Well, I think the issue though is because we are nearing the end of the year is that, and our
Sure, I have no
contract
contract,
does
yeah.
expire at the end of the year.
Right.
It's because we don't have any more meetings.
With your permission, that then the contract would be extended or renewed or whatever the proper terminology is.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yep, I think it's just tweaking the language. We're on the same page, I think it's
Yeah.
just wordsmithing of because it's not exactly what we're doing.
Right.
And can we
But-
say, we authorize the negotiation of the extension of the existing contract? Does that get the job done or no?
Well, I think I need your permission to do the contract, and again, because we're coming to the end of the year,
It's our
then
last
I wouldn't have
meeting.
time to come before you again.
Get that approval of finance.
Okay.
The
Well, I don't know,
finance,
she'll get it by
I mean,
Thursday.
I still have to go to finance on Thursday.
Normally, we have some boilerplate language for corporation counsel.
Yeah.
Right, and I've been working with Corp Counsel, I've been working with
Corporation
Brandon, and
counsel
he's
to
been,
negotiate with purchasing.
I got you, Bob. You're after Marcia.
Contract.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, so,
Yes.
I mean, if we can come up with that boilerplate language, so, I mean, I don't know if we could just have the leeway to move this on to finance, clean it up, but we just got this on Wednesday, late in the day.
And this is our last meeting, so I had to go here, then finance.
I would. I don't know if my amendments can be
Yeah.
acceptable, but I'll try. I mean,
I just wanna make sure that
Can I
like
ask a
I'm
question
covered
first?
so that we can
Right.
enter the contract, but I get where you're
This
coming
is
from.
right. And I'm not a municipal attorney either, so I don't know.
Because she won't be able to negotiate a price or something if we don't
It's-
say,
5-minute recess or 2-minute recess, we'll find that boilerplate language.
okay.
That'd be great.
If
Sorry for
I
being
can, they wanna say,
slow.
and I know it says ACS, and that's just because that's what the
Chris,
contract
can you wait a
has
minute? I
been
want to
with.
ask a question.
I just want you to know that they have
He's gonna get,
been
Let Eileen know.
bought again by another company, so, like, if you ever see anything, if this all goes through, that's called Avenue, but they've changed names, they were Xerox, and they were ACS, and they were Conduit, now they're Avenue, so
All right, Commissioner Kowal, do you have something before recess?
Yeah, I just was gonna say that, if we could even put in here, subject to not to exceed limitations set by Finance Committee. Something like that. You know, if we could put, you know, okay, we approve you to go ahead, but we, even though it's not general fund money, it's, and just put a, you know, subject to not to exceed,
Yeah, I don't have a problem
if that works. I
with
don't.
that. I'd have to do the math, but yeah. Works on one.
All right, then I have Commissioner Gershis and then Hoffman.
So it's interesting because so often departments come to us when they've already accepted, and then they come to us for approval. They've already accepted and negotiated. So here our clerk is coming to us to get approval before she negotiates, and so I think we need to accommodate. This is what we want. We want them to come to us before they have already agreed.
I agree.
Right.
Commissioner Hoffman.
I agree with you, and I think it is good you came here first. How long will it take to negotiate the contract? Just realistically.
No, hopefully not long. I mean, we've
What's
been-
not long?
And again, I'm not the one who's doing that. That's court
Just-
counsel and.
Okay, just give me an
and the
idea.
vendor.
Pick a number.
Well, it's gotta be done soon. because
December
it expires.
31st.
No, okay, how
So-
long do you think? Just
I think
90
probably-
days?
No, it should be less than that.
Okay, let's extend the contract for 90 days. Then she get, they are still servicing us then. They can negotiate, then we go through finance. If it takes 2 weeks, then you have your new contract. But we can't extend it for 2 years.
But the
Let's
contract expires December 31st.
extend it for 90 days.
I think we
I
found
think-
language that's gonna work.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's making a big issue,
I mean, that
Not
happens all the
much.
time, extending contracts.
in my opinion.
We have some pretty standard language that we use for pretty much every resolution to allow corporation counsel to negotiate.
I mean, we do see contracts. that are-
Contracts.
I think
Really,
that
I
would
could have
work.
just, I guess we should have just negotiated the
No,
contract
you're-
first
you're-
and come after, but
No, we're
I
not s-
thought this would be the more appropriate thing to do.
Just for clar- I have no obje- I'm glad you came to us.
So
And
am I.
I have no objection to that, it's just a matter of wordsmithing the resolution. I think that's.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, because it's going to finance too, and then the finance, there's gonna be a number. I'm fine with it like this.
I think we're just dealing with the fact that it's the end of the year.
Right.
Right.
And it had to be done before the end of the year, because their contract expires at 31st, so. I mean,
I do.
He's got it, we're good.
So what it would say is the Board of Commissioners authorizes Corporation Counsel and Oakland County Purchasing Department to negotiate an agreement between ACS Enterprise Solutions and Oakland County for the Information Technology Products and Services Agreement,
Thank you.
and authorizes the board chairperson to execute said agreement.
Does that work?
But, whatever.
Okay, so
I
what's-
just don't
would you
want
say it
it to
again? I
look
didn't hear the
like
last
we-
part.
it's a service.
Board of Commissioners authorizes
Yeah.
Corporation Counsel and Oakland County Purchasing Department to negotiate an agreement between ACS Enterprise Solutions LLC and Oakland County for, and then whatever this
I
contract
guess
is for.
my one concern, again, would be, as I said, this says ACS because that's the name of, that was on the previous contract, but now their name is something else.
Okay, so whatever that.
So
Formerly
maybe
known
if
as.
Yeah, you could go formerly known as, or you could say,
Right.
ACS or its successors, either way is fine.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
put something in there that you
and
can,
then authorizes the board chairman to execute said agreement, if that's how we
Throwing a wrench into the works.
do it.
Okay, so
Or
we're changing.
authorizes the county of Oakland.
So you'll work on it. I mean, we are gonna approve that, yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So someone might make that,
Right, but we're not, then we'll take the part out about extending an existing contract for 2 years. All we're doing now is authorizing them and authorizing
but
the
what,
chairman
but we
to
don't have a
sign it.
meeting before then, so she doesn't have a contract.
But
What are we
this
gonna
au-
do?
but this
Authorizes.
the chair to sign it.
The chair to sign it and
Right.
corporate
By
counsel
December
to-
31st.
That works.
Mhm.
We'll still get it done before the end of the year.
Will we?
Then if
Well,
not,
they have the authority to, we're authorizing them to do it before the end of the year.
then just vote for an extension of the contract for 90 days, then we're covered. People
But
do
you
that all,
understand,
and
we'd have to negotiate a 90-day contract.
Yeah,
Right.
I get it.
She'll get a better price if she
So-
negotiates.
You
Let's
don't
just
think
go
they
with
would-
this
you don't-
language.
I think you guys are making such a big deal about it.
We are.
such a big deal. I agree with Commissioner Gershenson. You're not gonna hear me say this much. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I
Write
just
it
told people,
down.
I never do that. I'm just kidding. But because so many times in finance, we come with these huge contracts extended on exceptions reports. Every finance meeting, there's something. Every other finance meeting, there's something. She came here before. It's a contract we already have. The price may be higher because it's a contract from how many years ago? 2 years ago. It is what it is. It's a system in place. We gotta support it.
I'd like to.
I mean, I just think you're making too big of a deal of it.
Okay.
Move to amend. I would remove the first now therefore be it resolved that the contract extension
Just kidding.
shall terminate,
Said I don't
et
do
cetera, et
that.
cetera. And I would replace it with the language that Michael just gave us. Michael, could you read that again?
So it'd be now for be
So,
it
yeah,
resolved.
Now therefore be it resolved that the Oakland County Board of Commissioners hereby excuse me, let me back up. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners authorizes Corporation Counsel and Oakland County Purchasing Department to negotiate an agreement between
Whatever.
formerly known
A-
entity.
ACS or
Formerly known
successor,
and
formerly
Oakland
known.
County, and authorizes the board chairperson to execute said agreement.
All right, that would be
Second.
before December 31st.
I'll sec.
But you gotta have a date in there before December 31st, 2000. I mean, the contract's done on December 31st. Oh, that's on the other one. Oh, no, we're taking that out. So I think you should put a date in there.
I don't think you need a date.
You don't need a date? Okay.
And just for clarity, so I
Okay.
would remove that, the second be it further resolved and replace it with that language that Michael just said. That's what I would do.
But there's, oh.
Right, I second
Removing
it.
the
I
second
You're-
support it.
instead of-
You're removing be it further resolved, that one?
Yep.
Okay.
Remove be it further resolved, insert the language Michael just gave us.
And I support his amendment.
Okay, that's good.
Okay,
All right.
very
Okay,
good.
let's
Roll call on
roll
that.
call on the amendment.
That's a second.
Gershenson,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Kowal,
Yes.
Kokendorfer,
Yes.
Quarles,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Long.
Yes. All right, now we're back on the resolution as amended. Any other questions? All right, roll call on the resolution as amended.
Fleming,
Yes.
Gershenson,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Kowal,
Yes.
Kokendorfer,
Yes.
Quarles,
Yes.
Long.
Yes. Okay, go negotiate.
Yeah, easy, that one,
Yeah.
easy.
Madam Chair, can I just
Thank
say,
you.
have one more
Yes.
comment? So, Madam Clerk, I just wanted to say before you leave, there was so much work done on after the August primary, and November's election really showed how much effort your team put into having smooth elections, and that isn't getting any publicity. So I just wanted to commend you, and I will at the commission meeting again, and your team, for everything you did to have such a smooth and
Except West
positive
Bloomfield.
outcome.
Well,
Except West Bloomfield.
ish. On
Yeah.
our side, yes.
West Bloomfield side, no.
You know,
But those
we held
those
extra
issues will be.
trainings because,
4:30 in the morning.
you know, we wait for absentee ballot results to come in. That's why we were here till, I was here till 4:30 in
Well,
the morning.
many of us were up with you.
And, yeah, and I know you're, you know, like, that's stressful. And, I've been there myself, so, it's upsetting to me that after even we had an additional training that we're not required to do, you know? But I told Joe, I said, I thought that the investment of our time before the election with our clerks would pay off on election day, that we wouldn't be here till all hours. It wasn't, I sent out the invitation for those who have the high-speed tabulators or bigger municipalities, and invited their clerk, their deputy, and also the chair of their AV counting board. So somebody who we know for sure is going to be there, you know, the election day worker. And almost everybody had at least somebody that showed up. But I will tell you, and Joe gave a very detailed, and then we did one for those who don't have high-speed tabulators also, another training.
But that was the problem, is you get a high-speed
But like,
tabulator at Troy too.
we visited
Yeah.
some, on election day, and it just,
Mhm.
I don't know, we need to
So we'll
change
keep
it.
working on it,
You
yeah,
need
so
some
we'll
more
keep
training.
working on it.
And I will tell you that Sandy, my deputy, and Heather, one of our employees, went to West Bloomfield
Yeah.
at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And the state was also there, because it
Mhm.
was,
Well,
was
Right,
bad.
well, many of us are aware of what
Not
happened there,
organized.
but the
Right.
clerk is on it, and we're hoping
Maybe.
that,
I mean, it's hard because that's where I live. You know,
Right.
that's my municipality. Like, everyone's like, someone needs to go by Schofield. They all look at me like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, I live there. I know everybody there. It's not gonna be pretty. And I wasn't happy with what was going on. So, and now that we have, and I'm thrilled about it, but now that we
That's
have
a
no
mess.
recent absentee, I have concerns as to if they can't get them to us in a timely fashion now, how is it going to be when there's gonna be even probably more absentee ballots? So,
Yeah, that's
so
true.
you can be busy for the
some-
next,
Some things need to change and.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There's
We'll-
always
we'll-
room for
we'll figure it
improvement.
Yeah.
out. But thank you, I do appreciate that. We're gonna keep.
Always
moving
room for
forward.
improvement.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next item is communications. We need a motion to receive and file those. Moved by Commissioner Cole, supported by Commissioner Quarles. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, those are then, and then just under, I just wanted to, take a minute. I forgot during public comment for Commissioner Dwyer and to say that our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family, regarding the tragic death of his son. So, just wanted to, bring them. We probably should do a moment of silence or something, maybe at the board meeting or something, but, yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, okay,
Very
Commissioner, it is. Commissioner Quarles?
That is, just on another note, I'd like to thank the chair and the committee for the two ad hoc committees, you've allowed me to serve on. The first one being the, follow-up to the election. I think there was a great deal of effort, on it. I'm sorry.
Lisa Lynn, I
Clerk
think,
as
yeah.
well. But,
She's already out of the hot
and
seat.
the staff put a great deal of time into it, as well as the local. So we did, come out with a document with recommendations.
Right.
Everyone get a chance to look at it. And then secondly, I'm serving as the vice chair of the Bicentennial Committee.
Oh, okay, good.
And we're moving forward. There's a lot of planning that's gonna take place, and just hope that, everyone, on the commission and the cities, will stay abreast of it and participate. It's gonna make this a very special day.
Good.
Particularly, it's gonna be a year long, but, March 28th is the actual Bicentennial.
Okay.
March 28th.
Okay. Any other business today? All right.
Thank you.
Seeing none, we're adjourned.
Good meeting.